Hey everyone, Dino Watt here, founder and creator of The Business of Marriage and The Core. Today I just got back from a big event in Houston, Texas with Mr. Jonathan Sprinkles, his Presentation Power event. It was great, had an amazing time, met some amazing people, and when I came home I had an email waiting for me on my Facebook messaging asking me to answer a very serious question for one of my listeners. And whenever I get a question from somebody, I think, man, that's a clue that if one person's thinking it, probably a lot of other people are thinking it too. And it was kind of a desperate plea for me to help this particular woman out. She asked me to help her husband want to date her, feeling basically that the only reason they're together right now, because neither one of them are chasing after one another, is because they have kids and a mortgage. And I just thought that was a sad reason to put together. Those are the only two reasons they're together. They don't have the passion for each other anymore. They don't have the drive. They don't have the desire. They don't have the excitement for one another. And we can go into all the different things about, your vision and making sure that you're doing your marriage masterminds and all the stuff that we talk about. But her question was very specific about dating. And if there's a way that I could help them kind of put the dating spark back into the relationship and the reasons of why. Now, number one, the reason why to continually date each other might seem very obvious to some of you, but let's just face it. I think oftentimes in a marriage you can get into the rut of date nights or dating one another because you've already won the prize, right? Yes, each one of you is a prize. Each one of you is amazing and worthy and worthwhile. And so therefore, sometimes when we have chased and we did all those crazy things when we were dating and we ditched friends, we ditched classes if we were in college back then, we changed behavior sometimes, we might not even have had any money, but we did things that were unique and creative and interesting in order to get the other person to go, wow, I like them. I want to be with them. The challenge is that we get into our routines, our habits in our relationships, and we forget to continue the chase. And the challenge with that is one of the most destructive things that you can do in your relationship. Why? Well, number one, if you look at our motivators, when we talk about what the two main motivators are for men and women, and I'm not gonna, even though the question was posed from a wife to the husband, I'm gonna put this very generic. I'm gonna go both sides here, okay? So you can both get, because I think that you're both responsible for your own relationship. As we talk about often, you're responsible for you. So let's talk about the two main drivers and motivators for men and women. Number one, for women, is to feel security. Security emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. In those four areas, women need to feel the security. Well, if they don't, then they start thinking, well, who else can make me feel that way? What other person, what dominant male in society can make me feel that way? Or what other thing can make me feel that way? Then the second thing they want is validation. Validation that what they're doing, whether they are a corporate executive or they're a stay-at-home mom, that what they're doing matters. Oprah talked about it in her very last program when she did her goodbye. She said there are three things that she knows every human being wants. And I just want to reiterate that in this section when it comes to validation is they want to know, do you hear me? Do you see me? And do I matter to you? Well, that's what dating does. Dating allows two people to tell each other, hey, I see you. We're just together, the two of us. And even if it's a multiple date, but you want to make sure you only have those, throughout the individual dating. I hear you. I think that our time together is so precious that I want to spend this time with you. And because you do what you do on a daily basis, you matter. So that's the two main drivers for women. Dating accomplishes that. On the other side of it for men, the two main drivers being they want to feel like the superhero. A date with their woman who's dressed up, looking good, ready to go out, have a good time, it makes them feel like they're accomplishing something. That, hey, look everybody, look at me, look who I'm with, look who is choosing to be with me right now out in the world. And I get to show her off. And then the second thing guys need to be is physically fulfilled. Now, a lot of times we look at that as sex with, yes, for a lot of guys it is sex. They want to have that sexual fulfillment. But guys, let me just clue you in here that if you're not dating your wife and making her feel secure and validated, she's not going to want to have sex with you. But it's also that physical attachment, just like going around and holding her hand in public, in the mall, at the local movie theater, whatever it is. People see you with this person and they think, wow, she chose him. and that's that Superman feel. But it's that physicality too of you being able to put your arm around her or touch her, but you need to have that physical fulfillment. So what do you do if your spouse is, or if you or your spouse, let's be fair here, is not fulfilling either one of those? The first thing you need to do is let them know, teach them how to treat you, because you're doing that anyway. But a lot of times we think that teaching them is nagging or complaining or moaning about what you're not getting, versus telling them what you could do, what they could do to fulfill that need for you. So a very simple brain dead exercise that we do in all of our events is the list. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down with yourself and think of the 10 dates that you would love to go on with your spouse. Now, these don't have to be expensive dates. They can be as simple as doing a picnic in the park or in the basement. It can be as simple as taking a walk around a lake. It can be as simple as going, snowshoeing if you live in a snow area. It can be as simple as taking a walk on the beach, just hand in hand. There are simple things that you can do. You get to be creative with this, but I want you to write down 10 things. Now, to take that challenge even further, I want you to write down at least 5 of them that cost little to no money. You can put a cap on it for yourself of $25 or less. But you need to write out those things of what you would love to do on a date. Then I want you to take that to your spouse. I want you to present that to them and show them some of the ideas that you have and say, look, I get it. You're busy. You're overwhelmed sometimes. And thinking of new and unique things of ways to woo me, that might be challenging for you. So I created a list. Not a have to do, but would be nice. Now, you give that to them and you let them discuss it. You guys have a conversation about it. Why do you want to go on those dates? What is it about those things that you can both agree on? Because I can guarantee you there's going to be stuff on that list that your husband or your wife is going to be going, no way am I ever going to do that. So let's say it's around Halloween time and your husband's really into the gore stuff. He's like, I would so love it if you took me on a date to go to that haunted mansion. But that's not your thing, and there's no way you want to do that. Then you have the right to be able to go, yeah, I won't do that, but I got 10 things to choose from. This starts a dialogue. This starts a conversation between the two of you of what you both want and don't want, what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Then, when you come to a consensus of at least 6 things out of the 10, then you now have 6 months worth of dates. Now, remember, if you go back to my video on date nights versus nights out, you're going to know the difference, right? We're not talking about just, hey, let's quick run through a drive-through or a quick restaurant and then go to a movie. That's not a date, that's a night out, right? We're talking about dates, moments, events that help you guys have a connection, have a memory with one another that make you both feel amazing. And I would invite you to ask them to do the same thing. If you want to take this to the next level to get them motivated. Let's just address directly what's going on in this email that was sent to me. There's no motivation here, right, with the husband in this situation. Well, give him a reason to be motivated. Not just, hey, because it'll make me feel good. He knows that. Obviously, that's not working. What's his emotional currency? What does he get out of it after he is accomplishing it? If it's sex, great. Hey, lure him in with that. If you're the husband and you want to have your wife take you out more, then is it cleaning the house? Is it whatever it is, alone time, bubble baths, whatever. Make sure that you create those things for them. So first thing you're going to do is going to make your list of 10. Then you're going to go and you're going to take that to them and you have the conversation. Now, if you're having your marriage masterminds, this should be an easy place to have it. If you've been to my course or you've even read my newsletters only, you know that the marriage mastermind is something that can help in your communication in every way. So I hope that helps with you. I hope you being able to get that across to them. I hope if you're the spouse that your spouse sent it to, if you're the husband that your wife sent it to, or the wife that your husband sent this to, just know this. Look, I know that deep down you want to have a powerful and fulfilling relationship. You want to feel like they care and you matter, and you're not going to be able to have that happen unless you actually put some time and effort into it. You've fallen into certain habits that are getting you these results. It's okay. It's not a blame thing. It's just what is. But the powerful thing about that is that all you have to do now is create new habits to get you a better result. So I hope this helped you. I hope this video wasn't too long for you, and I appreciate it. Please share this information with people up on Facebook or on Twitter. We love to hear from you guys. This video was made specifically because there was an email that came to me, and I'd love to share this stuff with you. Share it with other people. Let them know how you feel about this and if this might be helpful in their relationship. And I hope you're able to live with more purpose, passion, and play in your relationship. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.